I went on like a 3-day bender, and it was exhausting.
Yeah,
because I was supersetting partying with work, and it was just
supersetting partying.
Yeah, it was like one of the hardest workouts I've ever done. It really pushed me, but yeah, I went on like a 3-day spree where I was like waking up at like 6, which not crazy early, but waking up at 6, going to work. Right?
You say that, I'm like, that's like a normal time to get up.
No, I know, but hear me out. Like getting up at like 6, working my regular shift like 8 to 4, going out at night till like 2 a.m. and then coming home. And I did that for like 3 days in a row. And
where were you going at night?
Just to Turlock. Just because there was like a lot of stuff going on. Like
sick invite.
Well, it was
it's not like I live in that town or anything.
No, it's all I couldn't. I'm trying to remember what it was for. It was all like fraternity related shit. I'm sorry.
No time for your friends.
It's not even like that. No, the third night I genuinely couldn't because it was a party that see, there's no way for me to say this and not sound like a douche. But it was like a invite heavy type of situation. I know this. I can't. I'm digging myself into a hole. I was kind of like thrown an invite, and I didn't even really like very much know the 2 people that it was for. So I was like I knew people that were going.
It's exclusive. I get it. Cool people only.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's not even that because
no, it's okay. It's
no. See, I'm trying to explain this in a way that doesn't like make me sound like a horrible person. But
I'm just fucking with you.
It was one of those things. Like, have you ever been invited to like somebody's like? This is a weird comparison, but like, have you ever been invited to like a wedding or a like birthday party or something, and you didn't even really know who you were going for? You were just invited by somebody else.
Yes.
See, it was like one of those situations. Yeah. So I was like, well, I don't even really know these people. I'm not going to invite somebody they absolutely don't know to like their house.
Right.
When it's like, even I was like surprised, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll pull through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, for sure.
It was one of those things. Like, I knew a lot of people that went there, but yeah, I didn't really know the 2 individuals that it was for. So I was like, I'm not going to blow their spot like that.
Right. No, and I've been getting excluded from shit since I moved to Turlock. I'm kind of used to it now. Like, it was like the first like month I moved here, like I would still get invited to shit, and then it's like, oh, you're in Turlock. Like, we're not gonna invite you to anything. I'm like, oh, I guess fair enough. Like,
it's just because shit happens spontaneously. So
I know. I've been told that a lot. They're like, oh my gosh, this was so fun. You should have been there. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. It sounds fun.
Dude, here's what you got to do. This is also advice, because I'm sure there's people listening that are like, oh, damn, I've been having this same problem.
Don't move away from where your friends live.
No.
And
that's not true.
Be fully prepared to be excluded.
No, that's not true. Here's what you got to do. That is true.
That's what happened to me.
Okay, no, but like, okay, here's what you got to do. Here's the actual solution, Just shoot a message and be like, yo, I'm free tonight. What are we doing? And like, instead of waiting for the situation to like be free, be like, look,
100% false, because I've done that multiple times, and it's like, oh, nothing's going on, and then I see,
let's make something.
And then I see everyone post on Instagram, fun time bowling, and I'm like, oh, dope, that's awesome.
Just hit up like, I mean, for me it depends on the night, but like, hit up like Cam, Ethan, Ethan, Alec.
No, Alec, I hang out with every day, so it's like,
well, yeah, but I'm just saying like,
but like, he doesn't invite me anything either.
Dude, I'm telling you.
No, I literally have messaged. I'm telling you, I've messaged all these people, and every time I'm free, they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this, or I'm just not free." I'm like, whatever, I don't care.
Be like, guys, here's what we're doing. We're going to First pitcher's on me. Let's fucking get this night started.
I just have no social life since I moved here. Like, it's literally like, I go to practice, I go to work, hang out with my girlfriend, and then text people like, "What are we doing?" "Oh, nothing." I'm like, dope.
I don't know, man. I'm just,
bro. And I like don't have time to make friends, and I don't want to hang out with anyone outside of work that I work with. Like, to be perfectly honest, I'm just like, whatever. I'll just hang out with my girlfriend.
Wait, repeat that sentence. I didn't really
I
follow
don't
it.
really want to be friends outside of work with anyone that I work with.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
You're fine, but like,
I'm not fucking with you after the shift ends.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, no, dude, just gotta like, I don't know,
just don't move away.
No, that's not true.
You're thinking you're gonna have the same social life after moving away. You're not. It's not gonna happen,
dude. Okay, no, I'm
90% of the reason you're invited is just because of proximity.
100%. Yeah, but that's also like
100%.
I mean, that's 50-50 true. That's true.
No, that's 100% true.
No, it's true in the sense that it's just more convenient when like the people you're honestly like, or that you're immediately always around to be like, oh hey, like want to do something here or there. So it's like it is a convenience thing, but at the same time, it's also we do have our like core and like extended group of friends that proximity or not. That's like the people that we hang out with. You know what I mean?
Used to be in the core. Then I moved away.
Dude, just put yourself out there more. I'm telling you. Because I barely ever hear about shit. It's mostly like...
Sorry that I can't hang out with you do-nothings all the time. Just have shit to do.
I do have shit to do also.
I know.
You act like I do nothing.
I know you get excluded, just not as much as I do.
No, it's not even that. It's just
like, that you're doing shit.
No, it's just like... You just gotta like... force people to like be available when you're available. Like you kind of just like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Nah. I just said nothing for 10 seconds straight. But I'm
not forcing anyone to do anything. If you don't want to hang out with me, I'm not going to.
Well, no, I don't mean force in like a force like in a hostile way. I just mean like, sometimes you just got to give people a little kick in the ass and be like, hey, look, we haven't done anything in a while. Like let's have a night. Let's have some fun. And sometimes you just gotta call Cam and be like, what are you doing? When he says nothing, you don't even have to wait for like, all right, want to hang out in like an hour? You just gotta come over.
I could just get the invites to like when the whole, like if it's like a spontaneous thing, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't even get the invites to like, hey, we're watching the fights. Everyone want to come over? Like I don't even get those invites. And I'm just like, damn. Like,
yeah.
Fuck.
I think it's because... You know what I think a big part of it is this is less of a problem now, but the group chat was a little bit, much like Russia and Ukraine, there was a big divide. And
it's because I'm not friends with the part of the friend group that gets invited.
I'm not talking about you. You know who I'm talking about.
I mean, yeah.
And so we didn't want to throw out open invites to the chat. And so I think now we've sort of been trained to like, not use the chat, but now we can use the chat whenever we want,
hopefully,
because the divide is over.
I feel like that also is a problem though. I'm not super good friends with like half the friend group.
Maybe
that's as specific as I'm gonna get.
Yeah,
as not to cause issues.
No, dude, I'm telling you,
not that it matters. I don't see any of these motherfuckers anymore. The only person I see is you.
Yeah,
I don't see anyone. Cameron abandoned us. I don't know where he is. I just want him to come back. I want to film a podcast with Cameron.
I'm telling you, you gotta just be like, what are you doing? And if he doesn't say like, I'm going to be gone for sure, you just gotta come over and just be like, all right, we're doing something now.
No.
Telling you, man, you gotta like make it happen. Like honestly, because I don't usually like, I can't remember the last time I went to Waterford just to like be like, oh, I'm just gonna hang out. It was always like, oh, I'm gonna be there to like upload the pod from Cameron's house, so I'll also just happen to run into everybody, and I'm like, all right, let's do something because I'm here. Like, let's do this. Or it's like, here, like I'm recording, like we're recording the pod, and we're like, all right, we're here, we're together. Like, fuck it, let's go out to eat. You know what I mean? Or it's like, oh, I've got this event or meeting I need to make it to. Oh, we're in this whatever location that we're at. Then like, oh, okay, cool, let's go like do something. Like,
I take it back. I have seen Cameron.
Yeah,
he was at my mom's house for a birthday dinner for my sister.
Oh, okay.
So I saw him then.
Yeah.
That was it.
You just gotta, I'm telling you, man, like you just gotta like kick people in the fucking mouth. And
I told him, I was like, right after you guys hung out at Ethan's and did the we're playing with the Oculus. I was like, oh, that sounds fun. Like we need to do that. And then like for the next like 2 weeks, I was just like texting Cameron and Ethan, like, let's get together, let's do it. They're like, oh, we can't. Busy. I'm like, then after 2 weeks, I'm like, I'm not trying anymore.
I feel what you're saying, but just in defense of Ethan, just because I know like what his schedule's been like lately.
Oh no, I'm not mad about it. I'm just
I know.
like, it's just unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
Like
just,
I'm not like those fucking assholes. I'm like, damn.
Oh no,
like,
I know.
I fucking have no time for anything, and when I do, no one else has time.
Yeah. No, I know you're not like accusing him of anything.
No.
I was talking to him like a couple days ago, like what I said, like when I uploaded the pod, because he happened to be there. And I was talking to him about like what his work schedule was like, because I haven't really hung out with him a ton recently, like in the last month or so. And he was like, dude, I've been working like 80 hours a week.
Yeah, he been getting paid though. Fuck.
Yeah, but for that amount of time, like you're sacrificing everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm pretty much doing that now.
Yeah.
Because like I don't work 80 hours a week, but I work like 35 hours a week, and then I'm a full-time student, and then I'm an athlete on top of that. So like when you add all of it up, it's like 60 to 80 hours a week.
Yeah,
I can't do anything else.
Yeah.
And then obviously I have to like, gotta be a good boyfriend. So gotta hang out with my girlfriend in my free time.
That is like, a huge, not that it's not worth it. But that is a huge 100%, time thing.
But like, and I'm not like complaining because like she also has sacrificed her social life as well.
Yeah, it's mutual.
I'm not like, oh, she gets to do like, no, she's like very like, I want to spend time with you, blah, 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 which naturally. I appreciate, but also she's less social anyway. Mm-hmm. So like to her, it's like half the time she'd rather stay in anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I like going out and doing stuff, and it's like, so it's like it's taken a lot of adjustment for me.
Yeah,
because I'm normally like, it's the weekend, boys. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, it's the weekend. And I have a track meet, and then Sunday I work, and then like the day I have off, which is Monday, we do the podcast, and everyone else is working.
Yeah.
And like I work 5 days a week, and one of the days off is a track meet, so it's like got one day, and it's Monday, so it's like,
yeah.
And of course, I work all fucking closing shifts, so it's like,
that sucks.
It's not even like, oh, I'm off work at 3, then we can go like, no, I start work at like 4, and I don't get off till like 11.
Yeah.
So it's like the shittiest part of the day.
So it's
work.
like you could basically just do brunch, and then it's
right.
like,
I'm like, like, and it's like I can't even do a round of golf because like none of these motherfuckers wake up early enough.
We could do that on like a Monday. Actually, I might be able to do Sundays also. Sunday or Monday.
Well, I can't even do the morning of Monday.
Oh, what about Sundays?
Sunday morning, well, was good, but now we weren't.
I mean, we don't need to like schedule this like live on the pod.
No,
I'm just saying like,
well, it's like we weren't doing church for a while just because like COVID, and we have a bunch of old people in our church.
Yeah.
Now they're like, we're ready to get back together, and I'm like, so now that goes Sunday mornings.
Wait, like everybody in church?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which is like 5 people. But
yeah.
So now my Sunday mornings are gone too.
Yeah. Also, like,
I have no time.
Not criticizing the like going to church thing or anything, but like, man, I just besides going to church is cool, like catching up with people, but like, I just wouldn't want to do anything outside of the service. I'd be like, all right,
I like going to church, but it's like I literally have to do everything in the service now.
Oh, that would drive me crazy.
Like the only 2 men in the congregation are me and my brother.
Right.
And like my brother didn't do anything before.
Yeah.
And now he has a broken ankle, so he's really not going to do anything.
Oh yeah, what happened with that?
Oh yeah, so
I heard this like mentioned the other day, and I was like, what?
Yeah, so like I don't know, like 3 weeks, a month ago. I don't know. It was like the weekend after February 9th, because that's my sister's birthday.
Yeah.
We were all supposed to go, like me, Peyton, Bryce, Maddie, some of Mackenzie's friends, and then my mom, all supposed to go to Sacramento because there's a roller rink there. Mm-hmm. So we could all go roller skating for Kenzie's birthday.
Yeah.
I had said, like, I'll go. I'm not roller skating. Because I literally said, like, I don't want a broken ankle.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then I didn't end up going because I was right when Peyton had COVID. She was getting over it, and then she got sick and got a fever again. So I stayed home to take care of her. And they all went, and literally 45 minutes after they got to the roller rink, Bryce was roller skating, fell, tried to save himself, snapped his ankle, dislocated it, and broke it.
So roller skating, and he fell, like, how did he fall? Do you know?
He was like, I think he went to fall forward, and he like lost 1 foot, and then tried to balance and fell and rolled it.
I bet he like tried to throw the weight down on it, and then like went down at an angle and did like a little
something like
yeah,
that.
that sucks.
But yeah, and it's funny. His girlfriend was really like, apparently was just like laughing at him. It was just like, I was like, ooh,
how bad is it?
It's not fun. I mean, they said he just got surgery on it like a week ago.
Yeah.
From when like 2 weeks before that, the doctor said that he wasn't going to be able to walk for at least 3 months.
Damn.
So he's on disability right now. Like literally just sits at home and can't do anything.
That's really
just
sucks.
sits at home and fucking plays video games, watches YouTube. Like literally can't do anything.
Yeah. Dude, it is pretty shitty. Like the immediate future for him is going to be like pretty shitty because like I know like because I mean look, I didn't have the same injury. I could at least hobble around, but like I know what it's like to be like really like impaired from being able to walk correctly. So it's like, but on the bright side, like man, once he is recovered and he's getting around normally, like man, you just appreciate mobility so much because it's almost like a glimpse into like your elderly years where you're like, oh, eventually I am going to hit a point where walking is a challenge.
Right.
And it's almost like a glimpse into that. But then like after you get healed and you make it through it, you're kind of like, man, like I got the world on my like fingertips right now.
Yeah,
I can
like,
do
I can do whatever I want.
I can walk. Yeah, I can do anything. So it's like
he's not going to, but he could.
I think he'll appreciate it more. I think
he might appreciate it more, but he's still not going to do anything. I guarantee he wasn't doing anything beforehand.
Well, yeah,
he's not going to do anything afterwards. Like,
but
let's
like,
be real.
I think it'll change his mindset though, because like for me, like after I got to where I was walking normally again, like God, dude, it's like such a thing where now I'm like, yeah, I fucking really appreciate being able to just walk or run and like not have my knee like just completely dislocate like when I try to walk.
Yeah,
it's like it just kind of makes like puts things in perspective where you're like, oh, I can appreciate this now. This thing I took for granted.
Yeah, I've had that twice. Once my freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
When I tore my hamstring.
Oh right.
And I was literally like, this is awful. And like for me, it was like the pain was so bad that I had to be on like really strong pain meds.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't remember half the day either.
Yeah.
So it'd be like it was just terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get to walk around and I can remember the day. But then the crappy part is like I've just barely healed up enough to play basketball.
Yeah.
But obviously I couldn't move or anything. Like I was really like pretty out of shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're doing conditioning. My coach is yelling at me, "Why are you so slow?" I'm like, dude, I just came back from a torn hamstring.
Bitch, I tore my hamstring.
Like I haven't ran in like 5 months.
Yeah.
Like chill.
Yeah.
And he's like, and like after like we'd be doing suicides and that's a lot of like change of direction.
Yeah.
And like, so sometimes like my doctor was really like, if it starts like tightening up or hurting at all, like you need to stop. And I tried to go as long as I could. Like we'd have like 15 suicides. I'd be like 8 in.
Yeah.
And then the 9th one, I'm like, I start pulling up. I'm like, ooh, like you feel it just like tightening up. And I'm like, I'm not tearing this thing again.
Yeah.
And then like same thing. Coach is like, oh, you're not in shape. I'm like, of course I'm not in shape. I haven't ran in 5 months. Like what?
Well, it's also like, you're like, okay, this is high school sports. I'm not like a starting receiver for like the University of Alabama. Like,
and like I'm not skinny.
Yeah.
Like back then I was a lot smaller. Like I think my freshman year I was only like 230.
Mm-hmm.
But like I still was not a small person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, like I understand normally I'd be in much better shape. Like normally like 15 suicides, yeah, it's going to be very tiring and I'm going to be breathing hard, but I can get through it like just fine and make the times that we're supposed to make.
Yeah.
But, like after 5 months of tearing a hamstring, like I had put on like 20 pounds and like hadn't done anything because normally I'm like playing outside and doing sports and everything, playing football.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not doing any of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you kind of got to leave me a little leeway when I'm out of shape.
Yeah.
So like, I like appreciated that I could walk again, but I also hated my life because I'm like being expected to just do a bunch of sprints right after I just came back from the torn hamstring.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this sucks.
Just like immediately just going to re-injure it. And just, yeah.
And then
that's not the best.
Yeah. And then it happened again. First year at MJC, we were doing like testing or whatever. And we were doing this jump test on the grass, and I did it, sprained my ankle, severe high ankle sprain, and I was like pretty much out for like I could do things because like I was in a boot, they were like, you can either do crutches, a boot, or a really heavy ankle brace. And I did the boot for a little bit and then basically just did a really heavy ankle brace. But it's like, you can't have any impact on it, like at all. You literally just have to stay off of it until it heals. And I'm like, dope. So
Sick.
I was off of it for pretty much like 6 months.
Yeah.
Came back, started doing a lot of rehab, strengthening it. I finally got back. It wasn't 100%, but I finally got back to where it's like 80%, and I could go like full go in practice. Just make sure you're careful.
Yeah.
And then literally like a month later, COVID happened, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I've had that twice where I'm like, I can't move. I can move. This is nice. And then both times it's been like, yeah, well, fuck you.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
either I'm going to yell at you because you can't move good enough, or we're going to have COVID to where you can move now, but you can't go outside. I'm like, damn.
yeah, it's tough, but you know what, man? Like, there's good things on the other side.
Yeah, no, I'm happy. Like I like rehabbed my ankle again, like recently, because like during COVID, I just stopped doing the rehab because I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
And then my ankle has always been like, not like bad, but like it's basically been stuck at like 80% for like the whole time. And I just never did like strengthened it or anything.
You should do that.
Well, I did finally. And now it's like, it's not at 100% yet, but before it was like, cause it was like from just overuse and everything, it was back down to like 60, 70%. Like on the verge of like, hey, I'm going to hurt myself at some point.
Yeah.
So then I finally, like, I told my coach, he was like, just go to the trainers, dude. Like, don't be stupid. And I was like, okay. Then we've been rehabbing it and like strengthening a bunch. And now it's at like, I would say like 90-ish%.
Yeah.
And I'm like keeping up this stuff every day. It feels much better.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep wearing an ankle brace after it's at 100%. I don't care.
Yeah. Do you not usually just wear one during practice?
I do now.
Oh, you do now. Okay.
Like I had one and I would wear it on and off. But like now I'm like, I wear it every single day.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't like that.
Even if you were fully recovered, I would still say wear it. Like,
yeah,
I'm still
going to wear it every day.
Yeah. Like now, if I do something where I'm going to be doing like unpredictable movements, like when I went and played soccer a couple weeks ago, like it's been years since I hurt my knee. Like I still wore a knee brace just because I was like, I was completely healthy when I first injured it. So it could happen at any point now.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, it's just better to be safe.
Yeah.
Let's get into, we're bringing back the drinks.
Oh yeah. We're bringing drinks. Yeah. We just had a depressing conversation. So let's have a drink.
I feel like this first half of the episode, or however long we are, like 23 minutes. So it's like first like half or third. I feel like this has been like therapy a little bit.
Yeah, it's been pretty depressing. To be honest.
We'll have to bring it back on a bright note on the other side.
Yeah, talking about my lack of social life and all our injuries.
Yeah, this one started out dark.
Yeah.
I feel like usually they end dark.
Yeah, usually they start like happy, like, hey, we're proud to be here, happy to be here, and then they end like, fuck this, fuck that. But you know.
Anyways, guys, we'll hop over to the drink making here in a minute.
We're gonna have a little drink. And I got a fancy new book. It's called The Art of Mixology, and we're making a drink from there today. It's called a Whiskey Ricky. First step, ice. I'll be right back. This is a mixed drink, and we're starting with an ounce of lime juice each. Got my lime. Oh, this thing sucks. There we go. And I got a fancy new lime juicer. So, getting lime in here. Hopefully we get an ounce out of this half a lime. But we will see. We got almost a whole ounce out of it. That's going to do. Boom for Dales. This side's bigger, actually. So I'll probably get a full ounce out of this one and a little more. If we do get a little more, we'll add some more to Dales. Okay. Oh, that was really in there. All right. Now we go 2 ounces of blended whiskey, in this case Canadian, Seagrams. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay. Then top it off with our seltzer water. Okay. Then we're going to garnish with a slice of lime. Damn, this knife really sucks.
You should get some ceramic bar knives.
I do need to get some better knives, that's true. I'm going to get a different knife. This one sucks. This one should work better.
Ooh, I can smell the lime.
No?
It smells like taco trucks.
Hell yeah.
Ooh. Brother.
It's gonna be good. This cutting board really sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
I don't think it's. I think it might just be that it's too small, so it slides.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like one with more weight.
Mm.
This is shitty language. We're gonna do another one. We're just gonna do a big thickie. Oh, that hurt. That hurt a lot. There's lime juice in it. That sucks. And because we skimped a little bit on the lime juice on both of these, we're going to squeeze in a little extra. We give it a little mix.
Yeah, we got 30 seconds left on the video.
And there is our Whiskey Ricky.
Okay, guys. So Cody cut his finger. So we are just gonna wait. We're gonna have a little sensual moment, me and you being everybody who's listening, while Cody finds a Band-Aid. And I have a very serious question that I would love to hear some feedback on, and that is, how do you guys, the audience, feel about male sugar babies? Because I was hit with an offer earlier today, and something I've never considered before, having a sugar mama, and I'm not sure how to feel about it, because I do like money. Money is something I like, but at the same time, I've just never considered it. So if anybody in the crowd has any experience, any stories of being a male sugar baby, I would love to hear that. Or any of the female listeners, any of the women out there, I'd love to hear. What are your experiences? Obviously, it'd be a little different because I'm assuming you probably have a sugar daddy. But what is that like? Because it's something I never thought about before. And it sounds like it sounds like an interesting proposal.
Yeah, my finger hurts.
Okay, we are back. Cody's finger is patched up. Yes? Okay, yeah, it's patched up. Cody cut himself real bad while we were making the drinks.
I was trying to cut a lime and I got shitty. Whatever.
What are these called again?
Whiskey Rickies.
Whiskey Rickies.
Cheers.
Right, cheers. Ooh. It's really refreshing.
Yep.
Like super because with the lime in it?
That's what I read about it. The lime's supposed to be super refreshing, especially the club soda is supposed to lift it. And from what I read, I think I could have gone a little heavier on the whiskey or maybe just less club soda.
How much whiskey's in it?
2 ounces.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like I might have gone light. I might not have hit 2 ounces right on the head. But refreshing, and it's not supposed to be a super whiskey heavy drink. Probably would be better if it was like a American blended or something like that. Canadian's not as strong.
Dude.
But it's pretty good.
All I'm thinking is like these would kill on like a lake day. Or if you went rafting and you just had, instead of like a big thing of beer, if you just had a giant jug just filled with this.
Yeah.
That would kill.
This is a dangerous way to drink two ounces of whiskey.
Yeah.
You don't taste it. Like you taste it vaguely.
Yeah.
But you really get refreshing lime. The club soda mixed with it. It's really good.
Yeah. I could easily just kill one of these. Like at the beginning of a barbecue. And then maybe like the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th way through the barbecue. You feel me?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a question.
Go for it.
You know, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but why not? I asked the audience before you got back on.
Really good.
What's your opinion on male sugar babies?
Male sugar babies.
Yeah.
You know, I don't disrespect anyone's hustle.
Yeah.
If you find a girl that's like, hey, I'm going to take advantage of you sexually, but I'll fucking pay you handsomely or I'll buy you whatever you want, go for it, bro.
I got hit with the offer to have a sugar mama today, and I was like,
ooh.
Yeah. And I was like, this is something I've never considered before. And I'm still not sure what the verdict is on it. I think I need to like mull it over a little bit.
The thing is, it's like, it's
weigh
also
out the pros and cons.
Right. It's also hard to know when it's a legit offer, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm still also kind of like vetting it out and being like making sure that this is legit. But yeah, I just never considered it before. So I asked the audience, like, look, if anybody out there has any male sugar baby stories or female, either one. If there's just any sugar baby stories in general or anything like advice, stuff like that, I would just love to hear it because
I used to be very judgmental of people's hustles, but then I'm like, you know what? What I think does not matter.
Yeah, it's also like
and also like it's my same thing towards like strippers. It's like, would I want my daughter to do it? No. Would I myself get into a relationship with someone who was an OnlyFans model or a stripper? No. But if that's your hustle, that's how you make money, I'm not going to disrespect you for that.
Yeah.
You do you. Like, and also like, I'm not going to, if I was theoretically to get in a relationship with someone who's like an OnlyFans model or something, I'm not going to then be like, oh, well, you can't do that. I'm like,
yeah.
Same thing with a sugar baby. You want to do that? Whether you're a girl or guy, I respect it. I wouldn't do it, but
sounds like it would just be really fun too. I mean, don't get me wrong, the money's good. But then also, like, this will make for a killer story on the pod.
Right. I mean, I'm also speaking from the perspective of a man in a relationship.
Right. Yeah. It's a lot different for you.
Yeah.
Because for you, not only would you have to, like, think about the process of, do I want to have a sugar mama? You would also have to be like, do I want to have an open relationship? And then that's just a whole nother thing.
Right.
And then you got to think about like
the answer is no.
Yeah, you got to think about dividing the time between your two families, and you got to like figure out who gets you on the weekends, and it's just like, you know, who gets you on the holidays. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of logistics there to worry about. For me,
this is really good.
It's really fucking good.
I'm gonna have like 5 more of these after you leave.
Yeah, dude, these kill.
I'm gonna try not to cut my. See, honestly, here's the thing. Here's the thing where I fucked up. I have lime juice, like in the fridge. I'm like, we're gonna use limes, like fresh limes. It'll be better. Does taste better, but like, I feel like the rest of these I have, I'm just gonna use that lime juice, and I'm not gonna get a lime for the garnish. Because I feel like, let's be real, garnishes are really like, they're for serving drinks.
Yeah.
When you get a drink yourself, like, there's very rare that a garnish adds something.
Yeah, it's
because a garnish is usually something that's already in it.
Yeah.
So if it's like, hey, if I'm having this and I'm like, oh, but no garnish lime wheel, I'll just add some extra lime juice.
Yeah.
You know? And also, this is always what happens to my garnishes. It's like, you put it on the rim, it's like, I'll take 2 sips with it, and then I immediately throw it in.
Well, you know what I just thought after I put it in was, yeah, it's going to flavor up the drink a little bit more. I also could have just left that on and just kind of like just kind of, nibbled on it a little bit after.
Yeah.
Nibble's kind of a very weird word for that.
Pick it out of the drink after.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, I just realized, like, if I would have left that on the side, that could have been like, people will like have a shot of tequila and then they'll like suck on the lime a little bit. I could have just done that after this drink for just a little bit extra after the drink. Yeah, dude, these are really good. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot more of these.
Dude, so also on the topic of relationships and stuff like that, how do you feel about Facebook dating? What do you know about Facebook dating? Because I don't know anything about it.
I dabbled very briefly.
Oh, interesting.
When I was single, and it felt, I don't know, like, I just feel like it's weird.
Yeah.
Because you know that every person that you come in contact with definitely knows someone that you're friends with on Facebook. Which with some cases isn't like really matter, because some friends on Facebook, you're like, I barely even know that person.
Right.
But in some cases, it's like, oh, this is like my cousin's friend that she goes to school with. Do I really want to date someone like knowing that we met that? Like, it just seems weird. Not bad weird. Like if someone's like, yeah, I met her on Facebook dating. I'm like, oh, that's weird. But it just was like, I'm just going to stick to Tinder or Bumble.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a whole nother like problem that I actually never really thought about. I just like, when I heard Facebook dating with like no context at all, I just kind of thought, like, doesn't seem like anything good's happening on Facebook dating. Just like, you go to a bar after 12 a.m. and it's like mistakes are being made, morals are being stretched. And that's kind of how I feel about Facebook dating. I don't think anything
It's not the first dating site that you join.
Or the 5th or the 10th.
It's the last.
It's like literally the last. Like if I am 65 years old and I am single and I'm like, you know what? Options are running low. This Facebook dating thing sounds like might be something there. Yeah, that's where
as a 20-year-old, I would 100% join eHarmony before I did Facebook.
Oh, 100%.
Like
100%.
I'll look for a GILF before I look for, like, that's just, it feels weird.
Yeah,
and it's nothing. There's nothing actually weird about it. It just feels weird,
It's just like
it's like the thing where it's like the stepbrother stepsister thing. It's like, I know technically there's nothing wrong with it, but it feels very wrong.
Yeah,
it's like that.
It's just like, I think of Facebook and I think like a great place to find discount cabinets or a great place.
Facebook Marketplace. I'm a
beautiful, amazing place.
Frequent flyer of Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Very highly regarded in the used goods space.
On par with like Let Go.
Oh, absolutely.
And, like very, very good.
Definitely top 3. Like no question.
100%.
Yeah. Many houses have been furnished with Facebook Marketplace.
100%.
Also, great place to find distant relatives that barely got on Facebook like within the last 2 to 3 years.
Also 100%.
Yeah.
My brother met a cousin that we'd never ever met before through Facebook.
Yes.
And they actually met in person.
That's the thing. So like when I think of Facebook, I think great place to find like very distant relatives or great place to find secondhand goods. But I don't want to go on Facebook dating because that seems like a weird, based on those first 2 things, the next natural evolution doesn't feel like sex to me or like a fulfilling relationship. It just feels like, if you're going on Facebook dating, you're in a bad place.
Yeah.
Or you're like having incest.
That too.
Or you're just getting a hooker, which maybe that's the intent. In which case,
that makes more sense.
I actually don't knock it because you're kind of, I guess if you're getting a hooker through Facebook dating, you're kind of vetting them through there.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you know who they are.
I mean, kind of like I said with the sugar baby thing. If that's how you want to, like, you do you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for me.
Not my thing.
I dabbled very, very briefly.
Yeah.
I did not like it.
Yeah. We should actually look after this episode. We should like gather, because I guarantee you like there's some funny Facebook dating stories on Reddit. We should 100% pull like a few funny ones and just read those out next episode.
That could be a thing we do also. We could pull like we should do like a series where we react to like horrifying Reddit stories, like bad Tinder first date stories.
Oh,
and
I'd be
shit
down.
Like that.
Yeah, I'd be super down for
Because
that.
I've heard about some just from like friends and stuff. A lot of girls basically just wanting a free meal.
Yeah.
Like I've gone on a date where like that was literally told to me. Like, honestly, I don't care where we go. I'm just kind of like, you ask me out. I'm not super interested, but I'm down for food. I'm like, okay.
That adds like an extra challenge to it, because then you're like, oh shit, like she's just coming for the free meal. But then if I get her interested now, I'm
Right.
like,
Is it bad that I took it like that? Like, this was obviously when this is obviously when I was single, before I was happily taken.
yeah.
But I definitely took it like that. She's like, I just want free food. I'm like, that's a challenge. So now every step I go past that, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, I would honestly go so far as to say, like, if she's being that upfront, like any girl, if
it made it basically like a trophy hunt type of thing.
yeah,
Where it's like, I'm now not doing this because like I'm interested in you and like want the potential of relationship. This is now strictly like, you know, like the guys that went for Cecil the Lion, like I just want to bag it just to say that I did.
Oh, I mean,
which is awful, but it's also awful to go on a date with a guy and tell him, yeah, I basically just wanted a free meal.
I honestly didn't even think about it that way. I thought more like, oh, that kind of takes like a bit of the tension out of things. If you're going into it like, yeah, this probably won't go anywhere. And she's like, because I feel like it is kind of respectable on either side if somebody goes out on a date and up front they're like, look, I'm trying to eat right now. Because then I feel like if it ends up working out and it goes farther, you're like, oh, she like definitely is interested, because if she wasn't, she would have just gone on the date and then like ghosted.
Well,
like, I don't know. I would rather actually just hear it up front like that than it be like the reason, but then just not know about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think either way it's shitty.
I mean,
if you're not interested, like just don't go on the date. Like if you're that cheap to be like, I just want a free meal, like you could get a free meal from a guy you're interested in.
Yeah, this is true.
It's not hard for women on dating apps. It's not. Especially on Tinder.
I mean,
it's not hard.
I don't think it's hard to like go on a date or hard to have sex, but then like if you're looking for quality, I bet it's just a nightmare. You know what I mean?
Right, but what I'm saying is women have a much wider like pool, a much bigger pool to choose from.
Right.
Cuz like your pool to choose from is who's going to swipe right on you.
Yeah.
Like you could take the hottest dude and the hottest girl. The hottest girl will have way more swipe rights than the hottest dude.
Yeah, but this is also like assuming they're just trying to fuck. Because this is definitely true if they're just trying to hook up. But then I feel like if they're looking for a real relationship, it's like extra hard, because they're like, oh, all of these guys want to fuck me, and I gotta like siphon through which ones are actually interested in who I am. Whereas guys have like the opposite problem. Like for us, it's harder to fuck, but I feel like getting into a serious relationship is easier, because you're like,
I don't think it's easier. I think the percentages are about the same. The same percentage, like there's a percentage of people that swipe right on you. They fall into not really interested, but just swiped right. Like just, they're like, oh, regret. There's that. Then there's interested with like hanging out, maybe hooking up, but not a relationship.
Right.
And then interested in like a relationship. And then there's people that are just like, I'm not interested. I just want fuck buddy. Like, there's that. Like there's the 4 groups. And I would say you can combine the fuck buddy and the maybe interested in a one night stand type thing. I would say you combine those. They come in the same percentage. Like the same ratios are true for girls that swipe right on guys and guys that swipe right on girls. The only thing is when there's only 10 girls that swipe right on you versus a girl who has 100 guys swipe right on her, it's a lot easier to sift through those 10 than it is for the girl to sift through that 100.
But like, that's my point, is like the proportions probably aren't the same, because
I think they are though.
But what you just said, like you said they're the same, but then you also said that the girls have way more guys that are trying to fuck them.
No,
right?
Right. By sheer amount, but by proportion. So let's say there's 4, let's say for the sake of there was the 4 categories and each is 25%. I'm not saying that's percentage.
Oh, you're saying.
I'm saying 25% of like each category is the same percentage.
Right.
In a case of a girl and a guy. So if a girl has 100 guys that swipe right on them, there'll be 25 guys that fall into one of the categories. If a guy gets 10 girls to swipe right on them, there's like 2 to 3 in every category.
Right.
So it's a lot easier to go through find the 2 to 3 that are interested in a relationship than it is to find 25 out of 100 that are interested in a relationship.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. It takes longer, but that's because there's more sheer numbers. It's not because it's actually mathematically harder.
Yeah. But then like,
I think.
But I think also like, if you look at the proportion of like girls that are swiping right on guys and guys that are swiping right on girls, I feel like if you look at the proportion that are just trying to fuck, like the girl probably has way more like that. Whereas I feel like out of the girls that are swiping right on the guys, like, yeah, some of them also just want to fuck.
I feel like most guys would admit that that's all they want.
Yeah.
Most girls, even if it is what they want, will not admit that that's what they want. How many times have you seen on Tinder, no hookups, and you fucking go on a date with the girl and you hook up on the first date?
Yeah. No, this is true.
So it's like, just because they say, oh, I'm looking for a relationship, doesn't mean that that's what they're doing.
Yeah. But like, I mean, I guess I don't really have any sort of evidence or proof or anything to back this up. It's just...
Nor do I. This is just what I assume.
Yeah. I again, yeah, same. Like, I just assume from like the people I know, it just seems like the guys in general would be more like, yeah, purely like, I just want to fuck and then I'm out. Whereas...
I could see that, but I don't think it's as drastic as I would assume.
Probably depends on the age group. I think if they're in their 20s,
fair, yeah.
like it's going to be a huge gap. If they're in like their 30s or 40s, then it's like, I think then the split narrows a lot. Because then at that point, they're like, well, I want somebody I can settle down with.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot less casual sex when they're in the 30s or 40s.
Also, I think it's just a lot in the college age, strictly because a lot of guys and girls that are going to college aren't going to college near their home.
Right, yeah.
So they're like,
also.
I'm not going to
Also true.
get into a long-term relationship with someone who lives across the country from me.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, I'm not going to live here.
Yeah.
So it's like most college-age kids are like, fuck it. I'm at college. I'm having fun. Let's just fuck.
Yeah.
Which I think is the majority of why it's that way.
That could be true also. And it's just like, you feel like, when you're 20s, you're like, I don't need to be in a relationship right now. Like, sometimes people are, and then they're like, okay, this is what I'm doing. But even when you're not, you're kind of like, I feel like most people when you're 20s, you're like, you're not, there's no urgency. You're like, oh, I'll do it later.
Right. I mean, that was me in Cincinnati. He's like, I'm not going to live here. Like, I'm going to go to school here and that's it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not interested in like having I want to stay here. Well, I want to move back.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in that. So I was on Tinder and I'm like, I'm literally just casual.
Yeah.
Like,
but like, I feel like it's cool. Like if you're just upfront,
Yeah.
Like that girl,
100%.
Like this theoretical girl with like the date situation. Like, I feel like if they're just upfront about it, it's like, okay, cool. Like that's fine. But then like if a girl was like going out with a guy multiple times on like multiple dates and like definitely leading him on and like never revealing like, oh yeah, this is just so I can get like free lunches, I'd be like, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Or on the other hand, if a guy was like going out on dates with a girl and like paying for her lunch, but then like fucking her all the time and like getting exclusive, but he was still going out with other girls and he was just going out with her to like just to fuck and like lead her on, you'd be like, that's pretty shitty. So it's like, I feel like as long as your intentions are obvious in the beginning, it's like, yeah, it's cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely respect it much more if you're honest.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, especially now, it's like, it's not like I get it if it was like decades ago where like, sleeping around or like casual or having like friends with benefits, whatever, was like a taboo thing. Like,
right.
You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to. But like now, it's very accepted that like most people just don't want to be in a relationship and most people just want to keep it casual.
Yeah.
So like no one's going to look down on you for that. So it's literally just you. It's either you don't feel good about it and you don't like yourself for doing it.
Yeah.
So you're going to lie about it. Or you're just like, I don't know. I mean, I really think that's the only reason.
Yeah. Or just like social. Like, I guess if you do live in like an extremely conservative family, maybe you're like, I got to keep this under wraps. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah. But I feel like for most people, it's like, yeah, you don't really need to. But then again, I feel like also as a guy, it's not really like nobody cares. But then like, if there's like a girl that everybody knows that's sleeping around all the time, there's like that. There's still to this day, like there's a stigma. You know what I mean?
I think less so. I mean, there's
definitely less than
there's a difference between like, there's also a difference though between like sleeping around and sleeping with everyone you know, or having like friends with benefits and stuff like that. Like those are very different.
Yeah.
Like I would still say like you shouldn't sleep around. Like you shouldn't literally go on a new, like, I mean, not you shouldn't, but like I would say it's more taboo to like literally go on a Tinder date every few days.
Oh, right.
And fuck the person.
Yeah.
From either way, like whether you're a dude or a guy.
Yeah.
Or dude or a guy. Whether you're a dude or a girl. I think like that is now what like friends with benefits used to be.
Yeah.
And friend with benefits is now like accepted. Like, hey, like that's a normal thing to do.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I think you're like you're right there.
I think like it's shifted over one.
Yeah. Well, especially now, like I feel like dating, like anything, is just like so short attention span now, just because of like 100%. Tinder and dating apps and stuff.
Well, that's the thing you always do on Tinder or Bumble or whatever dating app you're on. You get the conversation off of that app as quickly as possible if you're interested.
I fucking hate the like trying to get to know you phase on like Tinder or Bumble or any of that stuff before there's any actual like meeting them, because I feel like I'm just better at like getting across who I am and like having a conversation in person. When you're texting, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
Because it just makes the natural flow of a conversation really like broken and disjointed.
Yeah.
When you're having like a normal conversation, you can sort of ask questions that like lead to other things and like it just flows.
Right. I mean, that's like when I was single and on Tinder, my thing was I want to figure out if I'm like am interested in this girl for whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
In like 3 to 5 messages. After that, it's, hey, let's get on to Snapchat or give me your number or whatever. Instagram, I don't care. As quick as possible.
Yeah.
Usually Snapchat because that's like the most chill. And then from there, you either try to hang out as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Because that's like the only way you're like, because like you said, it is a short attention span. And then from there, if it's like you go on the date and you're like, I did not have a good time. Like, okay, that's it. But like you said, texting, like you can't really decide on, like you can if it's obvious, but like you have to meet the person, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I always tried to be like, get it off Tinder as quick as possible, then get to meet as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's like, I know how to talk to people. I know if I like someone that I'm hanging out with.
Yeah.
That part's easy.
Yeah. And like, it's just like, I don't know. It's just so hard to get a feel for what somebody's like over texting. Like, because, you know, when you're with 100%. Somebody in person, like you can see how they carry themselves. You kind of like get a feel for their sense of humor and just like the way that they say things. And like,
I had definitely been like, this girl seems super cool. She looks pretty in the pictures. Like, I'm vibing with her super hard, and then hung out and then been like, nope.
Yeah.
Like, no. And I've also been like, like she looks good in her pictures, but like I'm not just really vibing with her, but like she wants to hang, so like whatever, let's do it. And then been like, oh, she's really chill.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's like I've been on both sides of it, and I'm just like, yeah, you do really, to get to know someone, truly need to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like there's some girls that I'll be like talking to and be around, and I'm like, this girl is like so fucking hot. And it's not even that they're like physically like super attractive. It's just like they carry themselves in a certain way, and they have like certain little mannerisms that like I'm just like, yeah, like that's fucking hot, right? But then there's other girls that you could objectively say like, yeah, like they look amazing, like they're beautiful, they have a great body and this and that. But then like something just doesn't hit right about like just the way they are, like their presence. So it's like you kind of just got to feel that stuff out in person. You know what I mean?
And it's like, I'm glad we're finally past, like I feel like as a society we've moved past the thing where it's like you have to be like, oh well, looks don't matter to me. Like I'm glad we moved past that, because it definitely matters. Like would I be with Peyton if I found her not physically attractive? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm with her. The only reason I swiped right on her is because I looked at her pictures on Tinder and I was like, she is very pretty, very physically, like she is fucking hot. And then I met her in person. I'm like, yep, she's fucking hot. And I liked her personality. And even now, like I live with her. Like I'm like, because some people like, well, you got the bag. You don't got to lie. You don't got to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I still find her very attractive.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, like,
Like I wouldn't be in
the
a serious long-term
relationship
relationship.
would be over.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I'm not going to be in a relationship with someone I don't find attractive.
Yeah.
Like, and it's totally a thing to like, and it does feel shitty, but like, it's totally okay for someone to like end a relationship with you to be like, honestly, I just don't find you very physically attractive.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It hurts your feelings. And I've been on the other side of it. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
But also you got to be like, you know what? Fair enough. You were straight up. That's a fair reason to not want to be with someone.
Yeah. And like,
it's like if you're going to go buy a painting and you're like, I think this is ugly and it doesn't go with my house, but it's very sweet and like it buys you dinner and it's very nice to you and they hold the door open for you, but it just looks fucking terrible. I'm like, okay, that's great, but no.
yeah.
Like,
I think like also in that specific case, like time's definitely important there. Cause like if you're like years into a relationship and suddenly someone's like, you know, honestly, I just don't think you're like that attractive anymore, like physically, I'd be like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then if it happens like a few weeks or maybe like a month in, I'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Like,
yeah, I'm more meaning like when you're at the Tinder stage.
Yeah,
like, you've gone on like 3 or 4 dates max.
Yeah,
You've been with someone for years, like
you better know what you're into.
Yeah, and you suddenly be like, I just don't find you attractive.
There's
it's
other
like,
shit going on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so you're fucking some other bitch, and you just think she's really hot. Like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Like
if now I was like, if me or Peyton was like, yeah, I just don't find you physically attractive. It's like, didn't we just fuck last week? Like, what the fuck happened between now and then?
Well, you should be on Broadway because you are straight acting.
Yeah. And the only time I get is like, because like if someone like really lets themselves go, I mean, I don't mean like, oh, they gained 20 pounds. I mean like they went from a healthy person and they have a behavior that's like very unhealthy that is affecting how they act and is affecting your relationship, whether it be, you know, getting on drugs or whether it be gaining a very unhealthy amount of weight. Like, and I'm not saying like, oh, I was 210 and now I'm 230. Like, no, I mean like, no, you were like a healthy weight and you put on like 150, 200 pounds and now you're like severely obese and have trouble walking. Like at that point, I'm like, yes, you are allowed to be like, have a conversation, be like, hey, this is not healthy. You're not taking care of yourself. Like, I need you to start doing this because I care about you. And if you don't start doing this, then I'm not going to be, that's totally fair. And whether it's obscene amount of weight gain, and I can't stress enough, gaining 5 pounds does not qualify this.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, it's unhealthy at that point. Or also, like, you know, becoming like an alcoholic or getting on drugs. Like, first thing is like, hey, try to like tell them, communicate, and be like, hey, this is not okay. You're not taking care of yourself. I need you to take care of yourself. I'm going to be with you. Yeah. But then after that, if you give warnings and you'd be like, hey, if this doesn't start turning around, I'm out. Yeah. That's totally fair, in my opinion. Yeah. Because, like, I'm not going to be with someone that's not taking care of themselves. Yeah. If Peyton was just like, oh, I'm into drugs now, and I'm just going to do them every weekend.
You know what? Have you ever tried crack?
Right. Yeah. Like, if she's just like, oh, hey, I went to a party and I smoked a joint. I'm like, okay, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. But, like, if it's like, oh, hey, I went to a party, I smoked crack, and now I do crack every weekend. Like, yeah. Well, you're going to need to stop doing that, or this is kind of over.
So, Peyton, you're going to need to lay down the crack pipe. Yeah. You know, if you did it once and just had a good time, I would have said, fuck it. You know, girls be girls. But goddamn, like, you can't be doing that shit regularly. Right. Girls just want to have fun, but hell, holy shit. You can't be freebasing every weekend now at softball practice. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Damn, I feel like this episode is just gonna be called like therapy or something, because I feel like it's just been all like real like down and dirty serious shit this time.
Yeah, we're getting shit off our chest.
Yeah, we are.
Feels good.
Yeah, I know, it does feel good. Anything else you want to bring up? Anything that's been like weighing on you, you know? I'm gonna turn the camera on too.
Honestly, no, I think I got it out. I think like talked about how I don't get included in anything anymore. And also I just want to point out, I do not hate my friends or am mad at my friends, especially if any friends are watching this. I'm not like you don't ever invite me to anything, fuck you. It's like, no, I realize it's because I live in Turlock and it's because I have shit going on. I'm not under the impression that I'm being excluded purposely. It's just like, it does suck when you move away from your friends and you're like, and then you like have shit to do when it's like, I want to hang out and I want to be available. I'm just not.
Yeah.
It's just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
But I still love all my friends.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. I think it's just, it's just like a communication thing and just right now, like this is also just a very busy time in like all of our lives. Like just because everybody's like trying to work or go to school or like get stuff like started on the side or like be a sugar baby or like everybody's got shit that they're pursuing. So it's like it's a hard
I like
time.
how you added in being a sugar baby into it. That's good.
Everybody's got stuff that they're pursuing.
I'm gonna tell Peyton, like, I want to be a sugar baby. Like, I want you to be my sugar mama.
Throw it out. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like you were gonna have maybe you can be like you won't be like a sexual sugar baby. You could be like an emotional support sugar baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like the dog that has the vest on it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just there like, because that's the other thing. When I said sugar baby, I'm not even like, yeah, there could be some sex, but also
Like, I'm not opposed.
Maybe like I'm not opposed, but also maybe I'm just like hanging out, having a good time, just like, comforting her. Like, because that's kind of the thing too, right? Like the sugar babies are also supposed to be like sort of like companions, right?
I think so.
Obviously, like, I haven't gotten too deep and down into the logistics of this yet.
I think you're basically supposed to be like the guy best friend.
Yeah.
That inevitably comes and helps you through a tough situation when you break up with your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you ever advance, I'm willing.
Yeah.
I will fuck if given the chance. But I'm such a beta simp that I will never initiate. And I will only do what you say.
Hold on. Let's be careful with the words we're using here.
Hey, whoa. Hold on. I have no disrespect towards what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, that's how you want to get your money. That's fine. But let's not be shy about calling it what it's called.
Oh, I'm not a beta simp, though. I wouldn't be in this situation. Here's the thing I'm going to pose to you. Like, let's say this is a situation where I would fuck anyways. And I also like money. Money's good. So, like, getting paid to like be there, hang out with this person that inevitably, like, to be interested in this, I would have to like enjoy being around them to some capacity.
Right,
so,
but let's examine it. You're being the one that's paid.
Right.
You're not the one that ever is like, hey, I want to hang out. And if you do that, they go, not right now. Like, it's completely on their discretion.
Right.
When, where, how.
Right.
It's completely on their discretion, what you do, what you get to do, if anything happens.
Right.
And you have no control of the situation. And even if it's a bad time for you, you need to respond and be there.
Well, but we don't know the dynamic yet. Like, what if I just show up and I'm like, hey, like, we're fucking right now. Like, what if they want it to be like kind of more of...
Right, but then are you doing that because that's how you are, or you're doing that because that's what she wants?
It depends on the day.
I'm just saying, it sounds like a simpy relationship to me, which is fine. Make your money by being a simp.
I don't think it's simpy though, because like for one, like the money is good, right? But then it's also like I'm not depending on it for the money. I have a full-time job. So I wouldn't need the money. It's just like extra cash in my pocket. Also, I wouldn't do it if I didn't at least enjoy it to some degree. Like I wouldn't just do something like that and spend my free time with like a person I hate. So like, if I'm kind of just...
You say that until she starts flashing the money.
Well...
She's like, I want to whip you. It's like, no.
I would say...
$5,000.
What's the whip made out of? Like, is this leather? Is this rubber? Like, what are we talking here? What material am I getting whipped with?
Leather.
Shit. What's the pay?
Let's say for
like it's gonna have to be high. It's gonna have to be high pay.
For one time,
I need a lot of money for this.
Like every time it happens, like one occurrence,
bands, dude.
Like one time you fuck, get whipped, all that.
Yeah.
Get
need to be
800.
Oh yeah, I do it.
Yeah, I do it. That was not as high as I thought it would be.
I'm joking. No, 800.
No, that was a quick response.
I know. No, I'm joking. No, 800 wouldn't be it. No, 800's not even the offer for just regular shit.
Is it not?
No, it's not.
I'm not aware of what the sugar baby market is. So,
well, the offer I got was 1,000. Like,
1,000 for like, but what's like An hour, like every session?
Probably like a day. It's like a once a week type of thing.
That's pretty nice.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and again, I don't need the money would be good, right? But in the end, like I still wouldn't do it if I just resented it. I'm not going to spend like my only free time with somebody I hate, right? So like the money needs to be there, but yeah, at the same time, it's like I'm not a slave. You know what I mean? Oh. I mean, like not for $1,000.
It's gonna take a lot more to make me your bitch.
Yeah. No, I joke, but no, we're still weighing this out. Who knows? Maybe we'll have like a little character arc on the podcast of my experience with the sugar mama. Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, but we'll see. I think you know what? I think I'm good too. I feel like I got some shit off my chest. You know, we kind of vented a little bit about
I'm proud
stuff.
Of us.
Yeah, we had a little therapy episode here. Sucks what's happening in Ukraine.
Oh yeah, that's happening.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
fuck Russia, fuck Putin. You know, all the good stuff.
Very depressing. It's very scary too.
We stand with Ukraine.
It's it's sort of crazy too. When I was thinking about it, like before we end, is like it's almost like we're living through kind of like a Cuban Missile Crisis type of situation. Yeah, where like you look back at that time and you're like, damn, that's crazy. Everybody was fully aware like the world could end at like any moment if like anything goes wrong between these two countries. And that's kind of like what we're going through right now.
That's where we are right now.
Yeah, it's like we could all just die with nukes if like the wrong shit happens.
100%.
So it's pretty scary. But at the same time, man, like you just gotta live life day by day.
Oh yeah.
So anyways.
Well, good luck to Ukraine. We stand with you. Fuck Putin up, right up his bitch ass. And we'll see you next week. Yeah. Thank you for watching and or listening.
Yeah, we'll see
especially
you
if you're a Ukraine viewer, because if you're watching right now as a Ukraine viewer, you're real fucking dedicated. Yeah,
man.
Anyway, peace and love.
Later, guys. Love you.